you say in the book that sound is food for the infant's brain. Can you describe what you mean?
Basically, it's the idea that babies and toddlers are taking in so much information through their ears. It's their largest information gathering sense at that age. And indeed, that's actually true of all of our adult life as well. It takes in more information than the other senses do. And I think we neglect it a lot of the time. We just think, sound is sound, but it's not. It's information for a baby in particular. And they need to make sure that they have really rich sound environments, just like superfoods. They have to have the ones that really, really help them to develop their language skills in particular, but also their movement skills. Babies start to understand how to move by hearing beat and by hearing it through their ears and then talking to their motor cortices and going, okay, if I want to move to this beat, what do I actually have to do? And if I have to predict when the beat's going to occur, what's the movement I do beforehand? It's so important for their development of their motor cortices, their auditory and their visual, so that their sensory triangle comes together to actually work as powerfully as it can, because that's the foundation of all learning that comes after that. And that's why it's so important to do it at such a young age. And also when I see students who are older and I understand how they understand the world through their ears, they're really struggling because that part of their sensory processing triangle has not been developed as much as it should be. So I just think it's an overlooked area of education, an overlooked area of brain development. Well, not overlooked now, we've got so many people working on it, and something that I just want to get out into the public domain. I want people to understand this research so they can make really good decisions as parents, really great decisions as teachers, and so that as we come into adulthood, we understand why our hearing is so important and the way we process sound is so different from everybody else.
Yeah, I love that. And it is so common to hear, I was just talking to a parent before this in a speech therapy session. And they're like, oh, there's something wrong with the mouth that's creating the problem with the speech. Like, what's wrong with the mouth? And it's these they're really this idea of these modular things like reading that has to do with vision and you're looking at something, and speech that has to do with your mouth movements, and you're talking about motion that all has to do with your body and your your somatosensory system. But really hearing and sound, well, everything's all connected, but that plays such a huge role in all of these developing systems.
Yeah.
And I think
and
you make a point.
The first role. It's like we often speech, and if you think speech and mouth, that's the very last place it comes out. It's got to go through here first and then get processed and then finally get to this bit. So that's why I'm trying to get people to understand the research so that they think differently about any problem that it comes up with. Even when it comes to movement problems or processing problems, it's a lot to do with how we're processing sound.